Man, I am bad at responsibly partying. I've learned, as it turns out, I'm very bad at regulating the amount of alcoholic beverages I consume in a public setting. These are the facts I'm learning about myself recently.
You seem pretty
Are
good last time you were here.
we having an intervention? Is that why I came here? I
Riley's
thought we
now.
were having.
Everybody on the show thought I was the alcoholic, but in true fashion, it was Riely gaslighting me every week.
I don't even drink often, and like when I do, it's usually fine. Like Alex mentioned, when I was out there, I drank a fair lot and nothing happened. And occasionally that is how it works. But also occasionally, I will go to a karaoke bar on a Monday night, and the bartender will just keep asking me if I want another drink, and I'll keep saying, fuck it, why not? And I'll get on the stage like 6 times. I fucking teared up karaoke, though. I was fucking on fire. King of the stage. But then I went home and I tried to go to sleep, and instead I threw up everywhere.
Don't worry, me being a good friend, I made sure you were okay the next day.
You did. You checked on me. I appreciate it. But
Well,
yeah,
because like if you die, I gotta go find a new co-host.
I mean, I did fine. I didn't really have a
Oh no,
hangover.
Joey,
It all happened
what
within
happened?
it all happened within the same realm of consciousness. Once I went to sleep and woke up, I was normal.
Did it work? Am I back? Am I alive?
Are you?
We hear you.
I think I'm alive. I think we're
Thank
good.
God. Okay. Wow.
Wow. You know, I guess it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and I needed that.
Discord fucking breached containment just so you could hear me call you mean words, and then it went right back to being
I
broken.
I was being invited on to have a good time with y'all, and instead I was just getting made fun of. You know, I put my gun away for this. I put my gun away to be here.
I went through all the effort to put my fucking gun away, and you're saying mean things about me. What the hell? I'm gonna take my gun back out and shoot it at you.
I have to break the computer again. I'll do it. I'll break everything.
Oh no.
I will not be the cute little leaf I am. I will be an evil monster.
Fucking terrible beast. Can't be defeated.
Leafeon knows no bounds.
No!
Except it
Not
does when it comes to
Leafeon.
prismatic evolutions, because I can't fucking pull a good card.
Damn. Tragic. Folks, welcome to Detour Ahead. I'm Riely. Alex is here, and also we have special guest Lone Wolf Val from before. Remember when? Now she's here again.
That was
Hey,
what?
I'm back.
Yeah, it's been a year since we had you on the show.
It's been almost a year, yeah.
It's been over a year. We had you just after Colossal Con last year.
Was it Colossal or was it Mitsuri?
No, it was Colossal. I had you on specifically for the Colossal episode. I remember.
Oh.
I remember when I have all of our
I knew it
guests
was
on.
one of the conventions. I just couldn't remember which one.
No, because we talked about
I just remember
toast
which
and
convention
stuff.
it was. I could. Oh yeah, we did do that. We did do that.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Riely,
yo, if anybody wants to hook me up with some prismatic, so I can get this Leafeon.
You know what to do, folks. Give Val some Pokemon cards.
Specifically prismatic. I need the Leafeon.
email at Colochu54, and we'll get him to Val.
Yeah, we'll get him to Val. We'll get him to Val. Don't worry.
Donate to patreon.com/detour ahead if you want to give Val Pokemon cards.
Insert the sad puppy commercial song in the arms
For just
of
pennies
the
a day.
angels.
For just $5 a month,
you can help fund my crippling prismatic evolutions run.
My fucking Pokemon card addiction. I need to inject these fucking plastic bullshit trading cards into my veins. I can't live without it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I pulled the Cerulege for Prismatic, which is pretty cool, but it's not the goddamn Leafeon. You know,
Unique
quick side note.
Leafeon.
Speaking of Colossal, this is not completely not related to what we're talking about, but you know, it's my
Okay.
Detour, if you will.
That is the name of the show. That is how
I
it
She
went
did it.
works.
She
I
said
went
she
and
said
I
it.
bought
She said the name.
Roll credits.
there's that thing. So I went into the dealer's hall and I bought Terrestrial Festival cards, which are the Japanese version of Prismatic Evolutions, hoping I would pull the SIR Leafeon. And I pulled the fucking Master Ball Umbreon, which is
Oh,
even more rare,
oh, yeah.
before pulling the SIR.
There you go.
And I'm so mad.
There you go.
I was mad about it because it wasn't the Leafeon.
Why don't you just buy the Leafeon?
That Leafeon is like $300 raw.
Holy shit.
Do you know which Leafeon I'm talking about? Hang on, now another side note. I'm gonna have to share this into the page so you can see SIR Prismatic.
You can tell this is a late recording, folks.
Evolution.
You're gonna get the live yawn cam.
What are you putting in live chat? I'm assuming.
I'm gonna post it, probably. So this is the card I'm currently hunting for. After I get the picture of it, save or no save, and then live chat, upload. This one. Yep, that's it. Boop. That's the thing I'm looking for. Specifically that one. Oh wow, there's so much going on here.
I was muted. Shit. It's so pretty. I love it.
It's beautiful, and I think it's actually more beautiful than the Sumbreon. But the Sumbreon is obviously the rare card. Um,
But
but
Leafeon's the
yeah,
best
it's
evolution,
beautiful.
so
Yeah, exactly. See, Riely named it.
good, good,
Riley named
good.
it.
Everybody knows
Good,
Leafeon's
very
the
good, Riely.
best.
You get gold star.
What are your
Riely gets
top
gold
3
star.
evolutions, Val?
For me, Leafeon
Yes.
is my favorite. Then Espeon, and then probably Sylveon.
Okay, so our 2 and 3 don't match up, but at least we got the top.
What are yours?
Leafeon's top, and then it's Jolteon, and then it's Glaceon, and those two kind of flip.
I mean, yeah, Jolteon and
Glaceon?
Glaceon are still good too.
I just think both the Sinnoh ones are really nice. Like Glaceon's not particularly useful. The Leafeon
See,
beats it in usefulness, but Glaceon is pretty and cool, and I like him.
Okay, mine are. I think we all agree that Leafeon is the best one.
There you go.
My
Good.
next two are Vaporeon and Sylveon.
Well, a lot of people, a lot of love for Sylveon. I'm not as into the Sylveon.
Riely, you're too straight for
Yo, yo.
Sylveon.
True, true.
See, so here's my reasoning behind the Sylveon though. For those of you who do not know the Pokemon lore and have never played, Gen 6, where Fairy type was introduced,
Mhm.
the famous gym leader who was taking over the Fairy gym's name was Valerie, and she had a Sylveon on her team.
Oh yeah, I remember fighting
So
fucking Valerie and her
I
Sylveon.
am the Fairy type gym leader, and I like
There you
Sylveon.
go. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Fair
Little
enough.
lore there. That's my full name, guys. There you go. That's my full name. That's what Val's short for.
I think I've become attached to Jolteon just because like I
I mean,
have this
Jolteon's cool too.
strange addiction to specifically Gen 1 Nuzlocks. I've done so many of them, and Jolteon has been a loyal soldier in a lot of them, and
I
I've grown
usually
an
name my
attachment.
Jolteon Blitzkrieg.
It's a pretty good name.
I have evolution names for almost all of them that I can name pretty frequently. Like Leafeon is always Leafa, who is, if
Leafa?
you've seen Sword Art Online,
I
Leafa.
thought it was chamomile.
Jolteon is usually almost always Blitzkrieg. Um, Vaporeon is usually always Cyrus. Uh, Flareon, Flareon I forget, but I usually name Flareon. Uh,
Name him Box forever.
Box Forever. Yeah,
Go
I know.
away.
Hey, Flareon has some good moments. Okay, when you need it. I mean,
Flareon's
Gen 4, when you can't get more than 4 fire types, except Flareon,
well,
Firestone's
by
hard to come by too.
the time you could get an Eevee in Gen 4, though, that problem was already fixed because you couldn't get an Eevee in Diamond and Pearl, and Platinum added fire
Yes,
types.
very true. Also very true. But Umbreon, I usually do like the common one, Shadow and Mystery, just because. Sometimes I do Lunar, depending if I get a male. Espeon is almost always. Uh, Crap, what did I always name it? I haven't had an Espeon on my team in a long time. Although I love Espeon. I do love Espeon too, but I haven't had it on my team for a while. Uh, Shit, I can't remember that one. Sylveon is usually always um crap, what is oh my god, I'm forgetting all my names. Oh no, I forgot my names. Anyways, there's 4 of them.
Oh no! Well,
I
there you
forgot my
go.
names. I forgot my names. It's
I have
see,
like
here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's how you know which ones I use the most. Those are the ones I can remember the names.
no go-to names for evolutions. I should probably like. It's weird that I don't because I've used plenty of them, like plenty. But like, I always just kind of like in the moment. I'm like, you look like a fucking
You
jolt.
look, you look like a Kevin.
You look like a Kevin. You're an
I'm gonna
Espeon.
call you Hamilton.
You're an Espeon. I'll just name you after one of my many cats in my long history.
Just name them all
I'm gonna
Vito.
call you Hamilton.
Yeah, I'll name my Espeon Vito. Or I feel like I pull Steve. I use like the
Holy
pets I
shit!
missed
How is
instead of the
Steve
pets I
doing?
still
Do
have.
we have a Steve update?
Steve is the Steve update is Steve is dead.
What?
Oh no!
No!
What
You didn't
happened?
know that?
No, I didn't know Steve died.
I guess technically I don't know that. Maybe he went off to a ranch to fucking frolic with all of his other cat friends, but he is not around anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
no
in
wonder we
the
haven't had a
arms
Steve.
of the angel.
I was wondering why we haven't had a Steve update in a while.
Yeah, no, the Steve updates have ceased to happen.
It's
There
because
are
you got
no
too many
longer any Steve
cats.
updates.
It's because you got too many cats now.
My bunnies are doing great. Thanks
He
for
was on his
asking.
way. He was on his way out. Yeah, I remember. Didn't something bad happen with your bunnies? I feel like I
My
saw some Facebook posts.
No, my bunnies are okay. Well, Stubbles had ear mites at one point, but he's okay. Um,
Oh no, you had a
no,
bunny that died like when I first knew you. Like when I first met
yeah,
you, a bunny had
my
recently
bunny
died.
Clue died.
Yeah,
My bunny Clue died a very long time ago. Um, no, like recently I lost Nico. Nico was my recent loss. My kitty cat.
yeah, that's always hard.
That was horrible. I miss that cat. Such a good cat.
Do we have bear
I
update?
like.
Bear is still a fat lard. He
Yeah,
he cries every single day. He's probably crying right now. I moved my computer out of the room so that way he would not cry during recording because that's all he does because he's lonely because his brother died.
Val, you haven't gotten a pet update from me in a long time. So Steve unfortunately is gone. There was another cat named Gabby who came and went pretty quick. She was already sick when we got her, and she ran away to die pretty quick. That was a sad thing. But we had a hole in our hearts because Gabby we had only just gotten to know Gabby before we lost her. So we ventured to adopt a kitten. I mean, what we both, my mother and I both mutually wanted an orange one, and we kept looking, and we things fell through, and like it was hard, and eventually we found one with an adorable orange little kitty. But the only caveat is that we had to adopt two, and we decided that that was an acceptable caveat. So now I have an orange kitty and a white kitty with a little bit of orange in him. And we got them very, very young. They're about like a year and a couple months old now, and they're sweet little babies.
Adorable. What are their names?
So the orange one's name is Vito,
Vito.
and the white one's name, which my mother named him this after some fucking Massachusetts gangster, but it's not a good name for a cat. His name is Whitey. So Vito and Whitey are my little twins that run around and cause chaos in our lives, and I love them like sons.
Before my mom got, when we were younger and we got our dog Nickel, we adopted Nickel from the shelter. My mom was like, I'm gonna get a dog. I want a dog. I'm ready for a dog. And we did a fair at the local animal shelter where proceeds went to help animals, and it was like an adoptive something. And there was two doggies that had to be put together, and they were adorable little dogs. One was a Chihuahua, we don't and then there was a Pomeranian, and they had to go together. They had to be home together,
I was
and
hoping
they
you were
were
gonna say it's like a Chihuahua and a Rottweiler and
no
they're
no no
best
no 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 no
friends.
no 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 but no, here gets better. Here gets better because these are their names, and I want you to guess which one animal, which one is which name.
Okay.
Okay, so it was a Pomeranian and a Chihuahua, and their names were Playboy and Max.
Yo!
Can you guess which one
Those
was
sound
which?
like some fucking sick party dogs to me.
Can you guess which one was which?
I'm gonna guess Max was the Pomeranian and Playboy was the Chihuahua.
It was the other way around.
Shit.
And we were very close to adopting them together, but we had just gotten Nickel, and my mom's like, we can't have three dogs. So luckily, they did get adopted by a sweet little family. So they're Playboy and Max, probably renamed. Who knows? I hope they're enjoying their good lives. They were good
Man,
little dogs, though.
three dogs would be awesome. I had two dogs for a very brief time, and it was a beautiful
We
couple of
we had
months.
we had two dogs at one point, and it we had, but my one dog was a big dog because it was a German Shepherd Husky mix, and the other one was just a little tiny Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah, I had a similar situation. So I had my childhood dog Dixie, who was a Jack Russell like mix. She had a bunch of stuff in her. We didn't know exactly what she was, but clearly Jack Russell was pretty heavy. She had like the Jack Russell pattern and such. And she was a kind of middle-sized dog. And then briefly, I guess what you would call foster, we fostered this fucking big ass like pit bull puppy for a while. He was like a rescue. We had a neighbor who had just like a fucking circus zoo of fucking rescue animals. Just every animal they found, they had to take. And it got to the point where they could no longer contain them all, so they started trying to pawn them off on other people. And we fostered this pit bull, and he was a sweet angel, but he did not understand that he was a giant monster, and that would occasionally cause problems.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
I miss that dog. I heard that he got put with a good family that had like a big backyard and kids who he liked, and I'm glad that I never followed up on him when I was a kid because I just was like too sad. I was mourning. But I asked recently, and it was like, yeah, it was apparently they had like a big backyard and like a bunch of kids who he got along with, and it's like that's good. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that old Dutch had a good time after he left our care. I fucking loved that dog.
We
Holy
gonna get a
shit.
Cooper update?
I was just about to say, Riely, if you come over to mom and dad's for free home cooked meal,
I
you
get to meet
might
your dog.
you might get to meet Cooper.
Oh my
Cooper update?
god.
Cooper update? How is Cooper Pooper?
Cooper's doing good. He within the past couple of years he's developed this like hatred for other dogs. Like he's become extremely territorial and protective to the point where mom and dad have to like schedule their walks around, like they'll have to like look outside to see if anybody else is walking their dogs now because Cooper hates like 75% of the dogs in the neighborhood now. Like he's not, and it's not like if they're on just on like the sidewalk by the house. It's if they're like just down the street and he sees them, he goes fucking ballistic. He hates them now, and we don't know why. But Olivia got a dog, by the way.
Oh.
It is a it's got a little bit of German Shepherd Malinois in them. I think it's a Malinois Collie mix with like 75% of it being a Belgian Malinois. It's an adorable dog. They named it Bailey with too many vowels. So like BAYLEIGH or something like that. Like really white ass name. But I get to meet her this weekend. So Olivia already gave me the warning. She's very playful and likes to bite a lot. But she's also extremely protective of Olivia. So like she's like, she's like, oh, my boyfriend's family has come over and given hugs, and she doesn't like hugs toward Olivia sometimes, so it really depends. So we'll see how this weekend goes.
Thinking back, like dog protection, I don't know if I've ever seen like dog protection instincts like for particular people. Like I've heard all these stories and I've seen TikToks of like dogs who like even if it's another person they know, if they like reach for this particular person, they're like, "Hey, fucking back off."
Cooper will do that, but it's all like Cooper's not very super protective like that with like people. It's really just like other dogs, like get the fuck away from me. I don't want you over here kind of vibes.
Oh yeah, that I've seen. That I've seen plenty of.
But Cooper will like playfully attack because I'll pester Olivia and she'll like fake fall down. Cooper will run to her and then she'll be like, help me, and he'll run to whoever's closest. And like if he sees you push her or anything like that, he'll like run at you.
Cause like I'm remembering like my friend's pit bulls, and I'm like, I feel like I probably like pushed her, and the pit bulls were just like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine that's happening. Very rarely did I do the pushing in that friendship. She was very violent. She threw a hairbrush at me once. It hurt.
You probably deserved it though.
And then it broke my Wii U gamepad.
Oh, you told that story before.
Yeah. When I fucking smashed into my leg, fucking generational pain, and then it fucking breaks my Wii U gamepad to top it off.
You didn't need the gamepad anyway.
I did. I was still very actively using my Wii U, and then it took like fucking 3 months to replace, or I think maybe even longer than that. But then when her father finally replaced it, he also gave me a PS4. So it was like, okay, delay forgiven.
Fair enough. Do we want to get to the thing?
Yeah, we've been going for a good minute without getting to our main topic here. Let's do it.
Wait, I thought this was the ride.
No, this is the line to the ride, as it turns
When
out.
do we get on the ride?
Right
this
now.
Segue.
What are we talking
Alex,
about today?
what are we doing today?
You motherfucker.
Wow.
I asked you first. Answer the question. What are we doing? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Dear Evan Hansen. First of all, did I fuck up? There's not 2 movies, right? It felt weird that the movie was so recent.
No, there's not 2 movies. There is the stage performance that I want to say it's not from the original Broadway run, because I did look into it a little bit. I want to say it's a more recent one, but it's not submitted directly by like the Broadway performances. It is somebody clearly recorded it.
Riely, it looked like Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I said we're just going to do the movie.
That's why we're going to talk about the movie. Still good.
I didn't realize.
Not saying that the stage performance is bad. It's just we could not find something that was worth talking about.
I just didn't realize. I hadn't realized because I remember talking about Dear Evan Hansen in like theater class in high school, and I thought it had a movie back then, but I guess it didn't because the movie came out in 2021, right?
Yeah, I saw that, and like I went to go watch the movie today right before the show, and I'm like, 2021? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah,
So I tried looking
exactly.
to see if this was
Yeah.
like a recreation or something to see if there was another movie, but I didn't find anything, and I'm like, well, I hope I'm watching the right movie.
Yeah, that was
But-
exact. I
I
went through the
assume
exact
that's the
same
one we're
thought
talking about.
process.
Was the one from 2021.
Yes, that's
I
the
mean,
one we're talking about.
So, okay. So, I mean, there was the original performance of the Broadway show happened in 2015. So,
See, that makes sense.
it's
Okay.
possible that when you guys, if you talked about it while you were in school, you were going off of the Broadway production.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
2015, Riely was still in grade school.
No, that's not true. I was in middle school.
No, you would have been in high school by then. No, you were in middle school.
2015? Yeah, no, I was in middle school.
What are you,
God damn, you're just
22?
making me feel old.
I was 13 in
Oh, God.
2015.
Oh, God.
God, you're making me old.
I was almost 18. We were like 17, weren't we?
Yeah,
16,
I graduated
17?
at 18. Because I graduated at 18.
I'm
What?
23 right
No,
now.
you graduated in 16.
No, I graduated at the age of 18. I
Oh, I
graduated
thought you said in 18. I'm like, what? No, you're stupid.
No, I graduated in 2016.
Ah,
I was
joke's
supposed
on,
to actually graduate in 2015, but
joke's on me. I'm the stupid one.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me all the time. That's just how it goes.
I thought you were gonna say shame on me even more. Anyway, so Riely can attest to this. This fucking movie, this goddamn movie fucked me up for
I don't know if this
a
movie
few hours.
I don't know if this movie had the intended effect on me. I feel like I don't feel about it how I'm supposed to feel.
I love this movie. I think it was a very well. I mean, I know there was some controversy about it, but I enjoyed the actual movie itself.
I don't
But
think
there
it was I don't think it was bad. I think there were good twists and turns, good songs. I was enthralled throughout the whole piece. But I feel like I'm supposed to have a certain feeling about how everything all shook out, and I don't have that. Because I think Evan Hansen is like the most maniacal fucking supervillain in any piece of media I've ever seen. Like I can't forgive it like the movie tried to make me at the end.
I don't think you're meant to forgive him at the end, though.
I think he's meant to be somewhat sympathetic, where I'm like, this is fucking Light Yagami, okay? This is fucking 8 layers deep of committing to the bit.
Are you sure
And,
you
like,
didn't watch Death Note the
psychotically-
musical?
Yeah, maybe I watched Death Note the musical. But
I
seriously though, it's just
forgot
like
that exists.
the psychosis that had to go into this constant fucking lie, where it's just and like he's like slowly devouring his life and like stealing everything about his life except for the fact that his sister is his sister and instead it's his girlfriend. And that's the only after he killed himself, maybe because he said creepy things about his sister. That was a little weird. That never comes back up.
Wait. I'm sorry. Wait, you thought he killed himself because of saying things about his sister?
Wait,
Who are you
Connor did.
Yeah, Connor killed himself because Evan wrote about his sister.
That's what I'm saying.
And the way you were talking, it sounded like you were talking about Evan killed himself. I'm like, excuse me, did you
No,
actually
no,
watch
no,
this
no,
movie?
no.
Okay, be honest, Riley. Did you watch more than the first 10 minutes?
I watched the whole thing. I had to break it up because I didn't watch it when I was supposed to watch it, but I did watch the whole thing. I've seen the whole musical. Is that really why he killed himself? Is that what you're supposed to take
No.
away? Because they
No.
never like
No,
they never
That-
circle back to that.
Evan wrote. He found the note that Evan wrote, and that's kind of what like pushed him over the edge at that point.
That was the knife in the camel's back because it was implied the way that he took it. I know my saying was wrong. Leave me be. Um,
These fucking
the
fireworks, man. I'm gonna kill myself. I just hope somebody lies and says they were my best friend.
It's America season, boys and girls.
Anyway, no. So the context is that he thought that when he was reading the note, he thought he was writing it that Evan wrote the note because he thought Connor would actually find the note and wanted him to lose his shit because Connor had very bad uh, anger issues and he would be easily angry and would jump off the wall and like lose his shit and just go off on people. And in
Yeah, I mean, I
reality,
guess he had to have already been unstable because like
yeah, he was
immediately,
already unstable. And the thing
like
was,
it's immediately obvious that he didn't even know that she was his sister, like because he's like, wait, what? I don't fucking what?
which the other thing is too, is like the other thing to imply that he's like, you mean my sister? It's like, okay, but her name was Zoe, and Zoe is a pretty
Zoe's
common
a
name.
pretty common name. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there was at least, I'm pretty sure when I was in school, there was at least 3 girls named Zoe.
I
Maybe not
knew
in
a
the same
couple
grade,
Zoes. I knew a Zoe or two.
but anyway, no, that was the thing that did him in was he thought that Evan was just making fun of him, when in reality, Evan was doing something that his therapist wanted him to do. It was never intended to be seen.
Well, I knew that much, but it was like like the one question I went away with is like, what percentage on the blame chart does Evan Hansen's letter hold on Connor's suicide?
Oh, are we doing a blame chart, Riley? So we
Yes,
got
what's yes,
what's
what's
the
the
blame?
Connor suicide blame chart?
Okay, so we got. I want to say 50% is the parents.
50% is okay. Were the parents bad? Do you think the parents were bad?
I don't think I think the parents didn't do as much as they could have. It's
That's
also
fair.
like the struggle of losing a dad and then a stepfather coming in and like just not really being great, the mom being fucking psychotic.
It's also a really it's kind of a
But
complex situation when you're dealing with that type of thing, right? Because it's like how much because like it's a very delicate dance you have to do. I don't know what other people's opinions are on this as like hypothetical parents. But it's like when it comes to your child to just get right into this fucked up shit. When it comes to your child threatening to kill themselves, there's an assessment that has to go into it because it's just like you can't just cater to all of their whims because then every kid would just lie about wanting to kill themselves. So you have to find the delicate like middle ground
yeah,
where
but
you can
they
address
didn't even
genuine
attempt to they
issues.
didn't even attempt to find the middle ground. In the movie they actively say he tried once before and they wrote it off as he was doing it for attention. And that's like a common mistake is, oh, they're just doing it for attention.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. You can't just assume that round one, but you just have to be wary about it, and it's a very complex situation that I understand how people would fuck up.
Trigger warning.
There's no trigger warnings here. I'm sorry.
I feel like we should have a trigger warning.
There is not going to be a trigger warning on
This is
this
a
show.
we just do it kind of show, okay? This show is triggering at all times.
This is me giving out the trigger warning because this
Okay,
is
yeah,
gonna.
here's your retroactive trigger warning. If you don't want to hear anything else like this, click off now.
I forgot. I'm the
Come
only
back
right
at.
winger here. I'm outnumbered.
Well, we were not getting into that part, sir.
Yeah,
Madam.
let's not do that.
Anyway, so like it was a little bit on the parents' fault, but like really nobody else, like the entire school was like completely ignored him. Like all it take I don't want to speak like I'm going to speak in generalizations here. Sometimes all it takes is for one person to just be like, "Are you okay?" And like sometimes they'll just like blast out and say no, but like Sometimes, maybe even if it's rarely, but like just one person taking an interest in someone like that could have an impact. And it seemed like nobody in his life like showed any interest in anything, and it just snowballed.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair assessment. So this is some fucking heavy shit. I did not know that this musical was about this.
I thought this was like a little summer love kind of thing. I was not expecting this. I texted Riely and I'm like, I'm not in the right mental state to watch this goddamn movie. This hit way too close to home. Not that I'm lying about being someone's best friend after they died. Just like
I literally
the being alone in high school part really hit hard to the point where I'm like sitting here watching this movie and I'm self-reflecting. A movie should never make me self-reflect.
the thing about this movie is it might perfectly depict other people's actual lives, but it perfectly depicts like what I thought my life was in my weird fucked up brain, where in reality like people did like me. And I just like I felt this way because I had like crippling anxiety.
The the way what I took away from like watching the movie itself, because I've seen the play, the stage production as well as the play itself, as well as the movie. With the movie, it made you think more about what's going on with somebody who has a lot of extreme cases of anxiety, depression, and how hard it is and difficult to speak their mind. And then when all of this happened, it's when somebody was finally listening to him and he felt accepted, it was easier to lie than tell the truth. But also, it makes you think about like how somebody is feeling in the long run too. Because I mean, with Connor, he was he was forgotten. Nobody saw him. They just thought he was a crazy psychotic freak and a monster. But in reality, him lashing out was his way of saying he needed help too, but nobody was listening.
Yeah, it's two very different ways to handle feeling alone that Evan Hansen and Connor portrayed, kind of two opposite ends of the same coin. But then he just
That is true. I didn't know, like, now that you say
Yeah,
it, I noticed it, but like you see the lashing out and anger side of like depression and being alone, and then you see the quiet and reserved side of the exact same coin.
that was
when you
I feel
when
like the
you
ballad, the kind of like ballad that Evan performs when he finally admits his lie kind of depicts that in a way like that's when it became like super obvious to me that it's like two sides of the same coin situation, because it's like, yeah, he feels exactly the same fucking way, and instead of screaming about it, he kept quiet and just did what was easiest, and what was easiest was a terribly complex series of lies that makes him out to be a psychotic insane person.
Okay, so I have a question. I know the answer. I know Riley's answer already because you kind of gave me my answer early on when you said you don't feel the way you're supposed to for this movie. But so I guess this is specifically for Val. At what point in the movie did you cry, if at all?
uh
Or was
the
there a point in the movie where you were almost brought to tears?
the first time I watched it, because I've seen I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've seen this movie way too many times. Um, I watch musicals for fun. I'm not gonna lie. Um, the first time I cried, I want to say was around when when Evan was first talking with uh Connor's family and everything and was feeling accepted, because at the end of the day I was like, oh, like I felt emotional there, but like when it really, really hit was probably during the ballad scene when he was giving his speech because everybody was finally sympathizing.
Interesting.
Yeah,
But I
my thing. Oh, go ahead.
but I mean, like, the whole movie, like, towards the end is where literally all the emotions come in, because that's where, like, Evan's finally realizing, "Hey, maybe this is wrong, maybe I shouldn't be doing this." And then he kept going.
So
And he ended up like fucking like like fucking what the fuck is that stupid movie that Maddox referenced in the documentary? Fucking something female, single white female. I don't know. I don't think that's it. It's something like that. It's like a movie where like some chick like starts hanging around with another chick and then like slowly starts stealing her life and like pretending to be her. It's like Evan Hansen came across this
Oh,
boy
wait,
who
I
then
kinda know what I
immediately
think I
killed
actually know what
himself.
movie you're talking about, but I can't remember what it is. It, like, doesn't like, I'm pretty sure that movie ends with, like, she hangs out with the girl and everything, she's trying to steal her life, and then she ends up trying to kill her.
Yeah, well, it's not exactly like that, but it's like that aspect of like slowly stealing his life because like now he's part of his family. He's
He's got
banging
the
his
girl.
sister, which means that if they ever get married, then he stole his parents because now they're his parents-in-law, and he's already like put himself in the same position in his
Well, like, the
house,
other big
and
thing
they're
too
gonna
is,
pay
like,
for his college with
yep, right
fucking
there.
Connor's college fund. He fucking skinwalked Connor.
real quick, because I want to answer my own question.
Mhm.
Well, Riley, you weren't going to be brought to tears by this movie at all, were you?
No, I mean there were definitely emotional moments, but like I don't think I sympathized with enough of the characters that were like because like the biggest character that we get emotional focus on is Evan Hansen, and I don't have as much sympathy for that character as maybe I should. Like there were
Okay.
some particularly emotional numbers with like the family. Like I feel bad for the sister,
Yeah,
genuinely. Like
like,
I thought she's
Zoe's,
the yeah.
the, Requiem song.
Yeah, like that's probably the closest I got, but it didn't quite bring me to tears.
So this whole thing, at least for me, was like a whole emotional roller coaster. But the straw that broke the camel's back for me, where like I couldn't take it anymore, was Evan's mom's song towards the end.
That really that you see I had kind of a mixed reaction to that cuz I was viewing her as like a villain. Like here's the funny thing, right? So I'm watching this movie and I stop like right before Evan Hansen's big reveal. And that's where I had to stop because I was working. Like it was like fucking 2 or 3 scenes before Evan Hansen reveals his secret. And at that point, I'm like describing the plot to like Patrick as we get off work and like what I assume is going to happen. And like to me, what it seemed like is I thought it was going to be a whole different fucked up avenue where the mother is like genuinely vindictive and she's like pissed that she's been outmothered. And then once the note leaks, I thought that she was going to be the one to be like, wait a fucking minute. He wrote that. And it was going to be like a whole fucking villain arc where his
I
mother ruins his life. And it was the complete opposite.
I also thought that like the climax was gonna be his mom coming true and like like making the truth known to everybody. But the reason his mom's song hit so hard is because like that's when like everything got resolved. Not like completely, but like you see his mom is being so distant and Evan is just constantly keeping things in, and that's like the crescendo of where both of them finally like reconcile all of the problems they have between each other.
That was the moment where like almost I was like obviously she comes at it in like the most like sympathetic and like nice and kind of beautiful way possible. But in my mind I'm like imagine this rock in a hard place. Cause like your son did some fucked up shit.
I
And
think I think though you guys are missing the most important part about with that song too. Does anybody know what Evan was saying before that happened?
That he lied about being up in the tree. That he purposefully fell.
He lied that he fell. He let go. He intentionally fell. He was hoping that was him
yeah, he's
hoping to
it was
get
a
hurt.
suicide attempt or like a hurt yourself attempt.
Yeah, that goes back to two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, exactly.
Just make sure you guys were listening, paying
I
attention.
watched the movie. Look, I had a whole
Did you do your homework?
I had a whole conversation with Penguin last night and said I asked her. I said, "Penguin, how far into the podcast do you think I can get without watching the movie?" And she said, "You're going to make it until they ask you your favorite song." I'm like, "Well, what if I listen to the tracks?" And she goes, "Watch the goddamn musical." So I did. One of these days I'm going to like maybe like a Issue Crew movie review or something, Riely.
Yeah.
We're gonna both have to watch the movie. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna look up a single summary and just see how far into the episode I can get without actually watching the movie and see if you can catch it.
That'd be really funny.
Like the big reveal at the end, I didn't actually watch this movie and I have like all these opinions on things that I'm basing it off of.
To get kind of really fucked up about this, like the mom like, man, because that's a hard thing. Like there's a decision to be made there, because like there are harsher parental figures out there, like probably dads more often than moms. That like that might be enough dishonor that you're like, I don't know, man.
What, the letting
Like
go of the tree?
I'd prefer you not kill. No, not the tree. The fucking lying. The crazy lie. Where
But the
you
other thing is like she's in the wrong.
walked a
She's in
boy.
the wrong as well because she was not emotionally there for her own child. Evan was pretty much like raising himself at that point because she was working so much.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a.
So she's all like,
She's almost having to reap what she's sown
yeah.
because she let it get so bad.
Like,
Like
I'm not blaming the
fathers that
mom,
would be
but
like, listen, son, I would prefer that you didn't kill yourself, but like, please never speak to me again. You are banished from this household. You've dishonored the Hansen line by skinwalking a young man who killed himself.
did we lose Val?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, I saw Discord light up a couple times, and I'm like, uh-oh.
No,
But
I'm
we're
here.
all good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Are
I
there
know
any other
without camera, it's a little hard.
are there any other particular minutia we want to nitpick before we get to our classic wrap-up questions?
It was just very. I was not expecting this at all. I did not know that
No.
Dear Evan Hansen was like
I
about
thought
this
was
kind
a
of
comedy.
topic. I thought
told
it was
Alex
like a
this.
romance. Like, I thought it was more romance centered, not mental health centered. And I'm like, this like really messed with my mind to the point where like Riely can attest to this. I was fucked up for at least an hour after
Alex
I watched
like
it.
kind of crashed out a little bit, and I think Dear Evan Hansen was partially responsible.
I haven't consumed a piece of media where I literally had to like just kind of sit there and just take it all in and self-reflect at like I probably after the movie ended I probably sat there for a good 20 minutes just staring at the screen like, what the hell? I am not okay. Just a lot of the topics that they cover in the movie I have a lot of experience with. Not lying to people about their dead son being my best friend. I want to make that clear. Go ahead, Val.
I was gonna say, another movie that would come to mind like this if you guys wanted to see something else that was like this, and I'm sure you guys may have seen it. Sure, people have heard about it. But if you've seen Perks of Being a Wallflower,
That
it's
hit
another
hard
movie.
too, but I feel like Dear Evan Hansen hit a lot harder now that like
The reason that Dear Evan Hansen hits harder too is because they have the emotional build-ups with all the songs and stuff too.
well, not just
Whereas
that, but it's more direct.
Yes, whereas Perks of Being a Wallflower is more indirect.
It's more subtle. Like you go through the whole movie pretty much like wondering what's going to happen, and then the climax just punches you in the face and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yep.
This one is like a gradual, like you continue watching and it's just a continual beating. Perks of Being
It's
a
rough.
Wallflower is an amazing movie though.
Yeah, Riley, if you ever see Perks of Being a Wallflower, I recommend it. It's pretty good.
I have not. I might have to check it out.
It
You'll
is a
be
pretty good
here
movie.
for 2 weeks.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
We got to do some movie reviews. Maybe we'll put it on the list.
I should probably put
Am
that
I
on the
coming
list right
back?
now.
Am I coming back for a Perks of Being the Wallflower review?
If you want to, sure.
You might
Maybe
have to
I'll
come
have
in.
a camera
Then,
on.
then,
Well,
you'll have to be on a
no.
channel you'll have to be on a channel that I own. But
Well, no, Riley.
I think I'm in that channel
If
though.
we do it while you're here, she might have to come in studio and do it.
I'll have to come over.
true.
I could do that.
I'm gonna be there for like 2 weeks, so whenever you want to swing by.
I have to double check my work schedule.
Yeah, I'm gonna be coming looking for you. See if you got any Switch 2s around.
No.
They've been hard to come by around your parts.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah, I'm waiting until I'm there to obtain one. That's gonna be my fun Ohio side quest, is seeing if I can obtain a Switch
I guess I
2.
will be keeping an eye out for that then.
There you go. Thank you.
That'll give me a job to do while I do everything else.
That'll give you actual fulfilling work to do as you do your corporate slave job.
I could always ask Zach, see if he's got any over there. Be like, hey, I haven't been able to get one. Can you put one on hold for me? And then
Nope, we are not allowed to.
Yeah, I learned that.
Well,
I
well,
tried
you
to get
see,
one.
you see, I could always bribe the store manager.
See, here's the thing though. Our job isn't worth it. We will get fired.
I could just
We will
bribe
get
him with
fired.
a round of golf. Be like, look, I'll pay for your next 2 rounds of golf. Here,
Listen,
give me the
listen.
Switch.
His 2 rounds of golf is not worth losing our job.
Yeah,
over $500.
Sounds like they're pretty serious about this.
Yeah, we're not allowed to.
You know, my
We
local
will
game
get fired.
store, I was like, you got any? And they're like, we got one. And I'm like, can you give me like 15 minutes? And they were like, no, we can't. And I was like, damn.
No, you really got to take the gamble. If you find one in a store, you got to go.
Riely, this is why I went and spent $550 on the Switch when Val texted me. This is why I have had $20 to my name for a week and a half.
I was like, hey, I can't hold them, but we got them in.
What did I show up that same day?
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
You should have showed up that same hour. I can't believe you
I
fucking...
almost did. I was within the hour. I just had to drive from Avon to get over there.
I was at that GameStop fucking 15 minutes after I talked to that guy, and I was too late.
Yeah, we're not allowed to. I mean, like, people call and we tell them, yeah, we got them in. Well, how many do you got? We're not allowed to tell you. We can't hold them. You got to get over here.
You can't tell them how many you got?
Nope, we're not
Yeah,
even allowed to say how many we got.
They told me. I wonder if they broke protocol then, because they told me how many they had. One.
That's
And I was-
different. That's
okay.
different. Like if I had, for example, if I had 20 in, I can't say I have 20.
Oh, okay.
Not allowed. Not
Sounds
allowed to
like
say.
Val's telling us that she definitely doesn't have 20 in right now. Wink.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I haven't been to work since Tuesday. I don't know. We could have gotten more in. I don't know. I haven't been
fair.
there. I go in tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe I'll go in and be surprised.
Do we have wrap up questions, Riely?
We do.
We're almost at the court
So
mandated time.
we got three classic questions that we answer every time, Val, and you got to answer them gun to your head. There's no
I've
cop
already
out.
had a gun to my head this week. Can we not?
Yeah. The second gun to your
I'm
head.
being serious.
Wait, what the fuck?
I am being serious.
Is that a story
Okay.
you're willing to tell? Because that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting.
So my other job that's sometimes cooler, I guess. We did a safe training, so we learned what to do in the event of an active shooter. And we had a
Okay.
hang on,
It
no,
wasn't
but hang on.
some. Oh,
Nope,
okay.
there's more to it. So after
Okay.
sitting through the class, there was a practical exam. I was blindfolded
Oh my
and
god.
led to a testing area, which took place outside in 90-degree heat, mind you. And I have corrective lenses and
That's
transition lenses. So once
that's the
I walked
moment.
outside
Hold on.
from it being dark because I was blindfolded, my eyes adjust to the sunglasses and the clearly pointed gun to my face and the man screaming, "I'm going to kill you." And I tackled him to the ground.
But no, that's when you find out that your job is actually just a money laundering scheme, and they're cashing out and getting rid of the evidence. So you actually get shot in the back of the head. Just like, we're gonna do a training exercise. Come on over here. Blindfolded, I'm gonna hold this gun to your head. Don't worry, it's definitely a fake gun, guys. Yeah, the thing about that is I lied to you. Fucking blown head off.
I'm pretty sure the chamber was empty. I'm pretty sure it was a fake one.
Maybe
I don't
you
know. My
died.
eyes. I don't know.
Maybe this is
I
a
don't know,
hellish
man. I was blindfolded.
hallucination.
I couldn't see shit.
I was gonna
Having to
say
come on
this.
Detour Ahead podcast is your personal hell.
Sounds about right. All right, court mandated
Okay.
questions.
So questions. These are okay. These
I'm
are
done.
forcefully asked questions without any specific weaponry involved. But you gotta answer them. Favorite character, favorite song, and a rating for the film out of 10. So we go around the horn for each question. Favorite character, Alex, you're going first.
Oh, me first? Okay.
Yes.
I want to say it's the stepdad, Larry.
Larry's pretty cool. I like Larry.
But like
I'm a fan.
for the specific reason of usually a character like that in a movie like this, you don't see much character development, but you actually saw like a lot. You learned a lot about him from just the few scenes he was in.
That's true.
Like when he was talking to Evan about the baseball and the baseball glove, you learned that he was just trying to be a good stepdad and kind of fill shoes that he could never fill.
I'm
Yeah.
actually really upset they cut out. There was a song from the Broadway show about the glove, and they cut it out in the movie.
That's really
Aw.
unfortunate. That would
Now
have made that scene so much
I will
better.
say it's not. It's a little bit more upbeat. Like the song's music, like actual play sounds a little bit more upbeat than like it what the story is. But there is a song for that. There's a couple songs that got cut out from the movie that is on the actual Broadway show, and I believe that one's called "Fit Like a Glove." I'm actually pulling it up because I have the whole Broadway show saved because Broadway musicals are my thing too.
What is the song to not song ratio in the stage version? Because the songs felt pretty sparse here.
Let me figure it out. I can tell you. There are. There's 14 songs in the actual Broadway show.
No, but like you've seen it plenty of times, right? What would you say? Oh, go ahead.
I'm trying to I'm looking at how many songs are actually cut out. 1, 2. 3 I think 3 or 4 of them were actually taken out of the movie. Um, and a lot of them are ways to bring in like the other like main like the other actors like to break in a glove is what I was talking about. That's between Larry and Evan. And it's the song itself is very, very smooth. It's a very quick song. It's only a couple it's like 3 minutes long, but it has more information into like what that story is, like why he has it and everything, and it explains more in the depths. But it's kind of similar to what he was talking about in the movie, but there's an actual song for that area. But yeah, they cut it from the movie.
Okay. What would you say in your estimation in the stage version is like the ratio between scenes where they're just talking and
These are
songs?
the songs. Um, I'd say it's probably like a 60-40, more with the songs being a little bit more, just because the songs tend to be longer. Like a lot of them have things going on where the song would be in play as well. Like they have like the cuts, the stop motion. Like for example, uh, "You Will Be Found" that actually is a scene in the play, but it's also the song. So there's things going on during it. But for the most part, that is, I mean, that song alone is like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, it seems like this movie kind of went in this weird direction where like obviously they didn't cut that many songs, but like it seems like they did them all shorter and like there's
They
so much more talking. Like the
there
movie
is
feels like it's 70-30 in favor of the talking.
there's definitely parts that are cut out of certain songs. Like they changed it in the movie to make it seem like more, Hollywood esque. Like for example, in Sincerely Me, there's a whole part about talking about, you know, being close but not that close, if you get what I mean. And
Yeah.
they cut that whole part out, which I mean, yeah, I get why they took it out, but also at the same time, I was like, it's literally the movie. It's the Broadway show. It would not have been that big of a deal. But they cut that out. Um, they cut out like at least 3 other songs completely.
Wow. Look how
I
they
would say, like, if
massacred
you
my
haven't
boy.
listened to the actual Broadway cast recording, go listen to it and then think back on what was in the movie and where that would have been. Because I mean, I'm not gonna say that the movie didn't do a good job without those songs, because it still was a good movie. But like some of these songs, like they, I don't understand. Some of them I don't get why they were cut out. Like one of them for really like a big reason I don't get why it was cut out.
Is there a is words fail? So there's only one unless I was not paying attention. There's only one performance of words fail. Is that a reprise in the stage version?
I believe
Cuz
it is.
because the way it was framed, it seemed like it was like calling back to something. Like I
I
just got that vibe. I felt
I
I'm like, okay, they definitely sang words fail earlier in the show in the stage version.
I believe that's supposed to be a reprise, like a, because that's supposed to be like when he's really like speaking out about everything. So I want to say that that's. I'm pretty sure there's a reprise in there in the stage show. I could be wrong on that one. It has been a minute since I've seen the stage show.
All right, Val, favorite character.
I mean, I really do like uh Zoe's character development, because she's trying so hard to understand what happened, and like the way that Evan is describing her, instead of it like her not realizing that's how Evan talking about her, she's actually like wanting to have the connection with her brother again. And she took what Evan said, and when she found out that he was lying, like it wasn't true, like you could see it in her face, like the complete and utter betrayal. Like she thought she actually saw her brother again and what he was talking about, and then to find out that like it's not even just the fact that it was a lie, it was okay, this is what I think of you and it's not what my brother thinks. I really like Zoe. I mean, I do also really like Larry's development too, but Zoe had a really good development because she was at first like, I don't believe anything he's saying. All this stuff doesn't make sense. Like Zoe was literally like, okay, where does all this coming from? And then when they're like, oh, but look, everything, and she's reading everything, and she finally sat down and read it and thought it was true, and then for it to be a lie, it's just messed up.
See, I watch so much like kids media that I'm not used to subtlety. So like the one thing that like sticks with me is like it makes me wonder like was there like weird teenage hormonal feelings that led to her love confession, or did she actually fall in love with Evan Hansen? 'Cause
Exactly.
yeah.
Because it's
That's
like,
the
okay, well,
big
she
question.
feel like that's the thing too, is like she's hanging out with he's there all the time because her parents are doing everything with him because they're trying to relive what they thought was Connor through Evan, and then Zoe he's just he's there, and Zoe's like, okay, well, all this stuff, and then like, yeah, did she actually develop feelings, or is it just what's coming out? Is that just the bond she just made? Are those
Very,
feelings actually
very
genuine?
interesting. Because like they never relitigate the existence of that love post the lie being revealed.
Yeah.
Like it's just implied to be obviously over because holy shit, of course it is. But like they never really like address it again in a way that I feel like less subtle stories would.
Yeah, the movie definitely did not go into it as much. And I mean,
Oh, is there more stuff in the stage show about the
I
romance?
that's what I'm gonna say. I can't again, it's been a minute. I believe it's kind of given that cliffhanger at the end as well in the stage show, but not too much. Like I think there's a little bit more detail into what happens. Like you can actually get more of a genuine closure of what happens, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong on that as well. Again, it has been a minute since I've seen the Broadway stage show. I
Good, because
should
it's like
actually sit there and
it's
watch it
weird that
again.
there's no conversation where like I'm surprised there's never like the classic. Like I'm surprised there's not a musical number where like they should have reprised that fucking song that they did.
Oh,
Where
what,
and
Only Us?
now it becomes an argument where like he's trying to relate to her that his feelings for her are like true and he wants to continue. And she's like, "Holy fuck, are you kidding me? Get away from me!" But more it's sing-songy than that.
Your turn.
I'm gonna say Zoe. I think I ruminated. Larry was considered.
Ruminated.
Uh,
That's a big word for Elmo.
yeah, fucking big vocabulary word.
Is that on
I
your word
also
of the day calendar?
yes, I also thought about Evan's mom. But I'm gonna be giving another accolade to her in just a moment. I think overall, character development wise, and just like following of the narrative wise, I gotta give it to Zoe. So speaking of, my favorite song is Evan's mom's song at the end. Really just emotional banger. Like there are good numbers all throughout, but like that's the one that really stuck in my craw. So I think I gotta go with that one. What about you, Alex? What's your favorite song?
uh the one where they're walking around the kitchen, if I could tell her, where he's telling her all the things that Evan is telling Zoe all of the little things that he likes about her, but like
Through the guise of
through
Connor
the
having said that.
exactly,
Yeah.
yes, but the song was very very well done. That was like the one song that stuck with me. And we're not going to say what playlist this was added, but that's the song that was added to the playlist. In
That's fair.
retrospect, it's a little creepy now and should probably get removed from that playlist. But, you know, upon hearing it with no context, it's a very good song.
Pretty good song. Pretty good songs in this movie. I liked it. I want to see the stage version. I wish there was a more professionally recorded video of it.
We could do a
Yeah,
part 2 eventually.
we could actually do it where we try to find a good stage version, a better one that I found very last minute. I could try to find a better one, and then we can always come back to comparing it with the stage version.
That seems like a famous enough show that I'm surprised there was never a professional recording on like a DVD or like Netflix or some shit.
I think it's just because of like what this show is talking about in general.
Yeah, that might be. That's fair.
I'm not gonna say that I mean, I'm not gonna say there's not a good recording out there somewhere, but just the one that I found that had the full performance. It's it would have worked, but it's not the best to get the full feel.
Yeah, I thought I could handle like shittily recorded like Broadway shows for this show and still like tackle them with objectivity. And then Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark taught me that that wasn't true actually, and I could not
I've
do
never
that.
seen Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, and I
And
don't know if I should.
most people have not because it has never been professionally recorded. So the only recording is like shitty camcorder from the audience. But I had always heard about it because I guess a lot of people got fucking injured on that set. Like that set was fucked. Like the Spider-Man special effects were not safe. And I guess there was like a story rewrite halfway through. We watched the good one, which I'm upset about because I guess there's also like a really crazy bad one that everybody hated so much that they pulled it early and rewrote the fucking play. And that's the version that we watched. I wish we had watched the shitty one. Maybe we need to do a part 2 of that and watch the shitty version of Turn Off the Dark, the even worse one. But yeah, where are we? Who said their favorite song and who hasn't? Or is
I
we
haven't said
all?
mine yet.
Okay, Val, go ahead.
Um, I really do like "Sincerely Me." It's like one of the few upbeat songs of this movie.
That's
Um,
fair.
but I do really like that one. But I mean, if I actually have to like pick a one that I listen to a lot, I really like "Requiem."
That was a close second for me.
Yeah, "Requiem." I mean, like again, because like if you actually listen to like the Broadway original recording, there's a lot of songs again that I said that aren't even in the movie. Um, like like I said, "To Break in a Glove" is another good one that gives you a little bit of give it a little bit of into it. But "Good for You" is another version. They want to say it's like a changed version of Evan's mom's song from the movie. You could hear that she's more angry. It's more anger than it is like accepting. But she also does. I want to say the song she sings at the end of the movie. I believe it's called "So Big, So Small," but I could be wrong. Let me actually listen to "So Big, So Small" really quick and verify that
You
that's
see,
the
the
right one.
anger reaction is what I would have expected, but now that I saw this
Yeah,
version
"So
of the
Big, So
song, I
Smart."
can't even
"So
imagine
Big,
it.
So Small" is the one in the movie, and that's a good one too. Like, but the one she had another one that's called "Good for You," and yeah, that's she's more angry in the play version, like, cause it's her like saying like, "Oh, cool." So like when she storms out of the house for the car and everything.
Okay, this is a
That would
different.
this
Okay,
would be like literally like this would be the song for that. Like, okay, like you're happy with them. Good, get out. Like that kind of thing. Like go be with them if this is what you want. Like I've tried everything, but you're clearly not happy.
Hey Val, just
does she? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say it's only 360p, unfortunately, but I did find like a somewhat professional recording. It's just not great quality.
Oh, if the sound's good in the video, I can see it with my eyes. Then that's all I need.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
just
like as long as
well, yeah, the video is 360p, but like the sound quality sounds good.
but then I mean, yeah, if the sound quality sounds good and it's okay to it's manageable to watch. I'm not gonna
It's
say
not
no.
literally just a bunch of square
Pixels,
pixels on a screen. If it's viewable by the human eye,
it's
it's
stick
fine.
figures, it's stick figures.
Here, I'll send you a picture. It's got captions into it, but
Oh, there's captions too. Oh, now you're speaking my language because I'd
Hell
rather
yeah.
read.
Hell yeah. I
I was
can't
here.
hear shit. I have Zoomer headphone disease, where my ears don't work anymore.
I promise you, this is a complete screenshot, so like you can't see facial expressions,
Fucking
unfortunately.
Chinese subtitles.
But it is
I mean-
professionally recorded, though. They follow like it's not. You don't see other people in the frame
I mean,
outside of what you're supposed
Fuck
to
it,
see.
we'll do it live. Post the link.
Yeah, who cares? We'll do it.
You're gonna laugh at you're gonna laugh at the name of the video.
Get me all the viruses.
So I'm gonna
No,
admit
it's on
to my
YouTube.
stupidity.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, never
I'm gonna.
I promise you,
admit to
this is
my-
it. I
Of course,
promise.
that's what you got. Of course, that's what you looked up.
What?
Look at the name of the video.
Yeah, I'm aware.
No, Riely did it. I don't think.
I know. Don't worry. I know. I always know. Blue slime tutorial.
Oh yeah, no, wait, hang on. No, this is actually not it. So the one that I sent you,
Yeah, the one
Okay.
you sent me had people in
the
it.
one that when the other thing is though too is if you paid attention like right at the beginning, this is the original version. This is when Ben Platt played him on Broadway.
Yeah, I
So-
looked up the original Broadway.
Yeah, so the one that I sent you was with was it with Ben Platt?
Oh, is that the original?
No, Ben Platt played Evan Hansen in the original Broadway show.
Oh, you sent me the
That's-
one without him.
I sent you the more recent version.
Oh, okay. I found the original Broadway version.
Yeah, which is what
Okay.
we're so I'm cool
Okay.
with watching that. Cause so fun story, guys, and if we want to talk about it, I'd love to come back and do this topic. I went and saw Beetlejuice on Broadway. So like and Dear Evan Hansen was actually going on too while we were there. So
Isn't Beetlejuice on our list for a different guest?
Yes.
Okay.
Possibly
I thought that was
Do I
him,
know- do I know these guests?
Yes.
How dare you?
I asked you if you wanted to do a musical, and you suggested Dear Evan Hansen, okay?
Okay, but what are
You
they
can do
coming
more
on
than
to?
one. Yeah, you know.
You can come on for the Beetlejuice one. I just figured
Good,
that
bring the
one
whole
or
bring the whole fucking family.
Yeah.
Riley, we're talking about 5 people here.
Let's do it.
Well,
Let's
3
fucking go.
people and then you and me, but
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Let's do it.
Technically, no. With that one, we'll do it dead because we'll have the ghostess with the mostest. I bet.
well,
True.
see, Val, that one has been put on the back burner for obvious reasons.
Makes sense.
So, Riley, I'll explain after the show. So that's been put on the back burner for a little bit, but we'll get back to it eventually. I just gotta. I'm sure I can get one of the two to do it.
Okay,
But-
let me admit to the audience my stupidity here, because I literally, I was so embarrassed that I didn't even know if I wanted to reveal this. I told Alex, but I decided obviously I do want to reveal it because who cares? I had misinterpreted somebody I think was just talking about multiple musicals they like. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Avenue Q, Val. But there's a song from that musical about like an English degree, and it's like a sillier number. And because somebody was talking about it and Dear Evan Hansen in the same breath at some point, I thought that song was from this. So I was expecting it to be like a comedy musical, and it was this like emotional ballad about suicide.
That's funny.
Yeah, Val, we have a whole list of musicals that we still have yet to do.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
added Avenue Q to the list because now I want to know what that English degree song is actually from.
So, the ones that we have left that Riley and I have a wheel for is Death Note the musical, Book of
My
Mormon,
God. Book of that's such a good musical.
Jesus Christ Superstar. Riely
That's a
wanted
good
to
one.
add the Hairspray movie.
Yes.
Uh,
Wait, but which one?
2007.
2007.
Okay, Zac Efron one. Okay.
Phantom
Amanda
of the
Bynes
Opera.
one. I don't give a shit about Zac Efron. I'm
Phantom
there
of
for
the Opera is a
Amanda.
good one too. I love
Phantom of the
Opera.
Opera is our next musical that Riely and I are gonna do because the wheel dictated.
Bet.
Avenue
Bring
Q,
me on.
and then Riely also added High School Musical 1, 2, and 3. So
Val's just gonna be a third chair by the end of this. Every time we say a
Yeah,
musical,
all
she's just
musicals.
like,
Musicals
yeah.
would be call Val.
well, we have
Because-
two,
Quick, edit in the red phone. Call me.
we have two musicals that have been reserved for other Well, the other two are reserved for Penguin, but
That's true.
Cool.
the Lion King musical is for Penguin, and Epic the musical is also for Penguin.
That's fine. Give me fucking High School Musical. Give me Phantom of the Opera. Give me.
Let's go! High School Musical!
Give me,
Yes!
So Val, the way the wheel works, I put all the ones that we still have to do on a wheel, and then we just spin the wheel of fate.
No, but guests get to usurp that, so Val can just dictate the rest of it, basically, if she wants
Well,
to
hang
just keep
on.
coming on.
Give me Hairspray. Give me. No. You guys can spin your wheel, and then you just call me. Hey, the wheel chose you.
yeah, that's
fair.
how the
but
wheel.
now you
Riely,
gotta
the
put
wheel
High School
dictates
Musical on the
though.
wheel. You were spinning your feet about it before. Put High School Musical on that.
High
fucking
School
wheel.
Musical 1 is on the wheel. Once we finish High School
Okay.
Musical 1, number 2 goes on the wheel. We talked about this.
Good.
Yeah, because
okay.
we can't talk about High School Musical 2 before High School Musical 1. Duh.
I feel like that'd be
Gotta go
funny
in order.
though. I feel like
That
if
would
I
be
put 1,
funny.
2, and 3, we're gonna get 3, 1, and then 2.
And then I'm the weird Zoomer who likes the TV show. I don't
We're
even
not
remember
doing the TV
movies.
show, buddy. I'm
I
sorry.
watched the
I
movies when I
forgot
was
about
like
the TV show.
5.
High School
watched the movies
Musical,
when I
the
was, like,
musical, the series, the musical.
I'm not
or High
gonna
School.
lie. This is gonna make me sound old, but when High School Musical 3 came out on DVD, I had to stay home from school, and I was so angry that I had to stay home from school. My mom went to Walmart and bought me the DVD so I could watch High School Musical 3 all
See,
day.
Riely probably
There
doesn't
you
even know what a
go.
DVD is.
No, I had DVDs as a kid.
Actually, now I have to look up when did High School Musical 3 come out to see how old I was.
I remember High School Musical 2 the best out of the 3. That's because that's the one I had on DVD.
2 is obviously the best one.
I had the deluxe edition of High School Musical 2, and Vanessa let one of our friends borrow it, and then they moved away, and I never got it back. And I'm
think I
very
might have-
angry.
Did High School Musical come
God.
out after Disney stopped making VHSs?
Yes.
Okay. For some reason, I
gotta
thought I
remember,
might
High
have
School
had a High School Musical VHS.
I can't remember if it was High School Musical. It was got to be High School Musical 2. High School Musical 2 is as old as Phineas and Ferb.
That's crazy.
Because when High School Musical 2 premiered, after that movie ended was the first episode, was the season premiere or the series premiere of Phineas and Ferb.
Wait, like after the first airing of High School Musical 3?
Yep. At Musical 2.
Damn, they set Phineas and Ferb up. That was like a fucking nationwide event, High School Musical 3.
High School Musical 2.
Or High School Musical, even that. They both were.
Oh my god, I freaking God, I was 11 years old when High School Musical 3 came out.
Oh God. Thanks, Val.
I just
Someday
doxed myself so hard.
Someday I'll get somebody to watch the TV
I want to
show.
say I think I was in 6th grade when it 5th or 6th grade when it came out. I can't remember.
Someday I'll get somebody to watch the TV show. I got Penguin to do 1 season, and then she just got too busy, I guess. Or maybe she didn't like it. She doesn't want to tell me. She seemed into it at the time, but then
There
we
was
never
a
did the
time when I
second
wanted to
season.
watch it, and then I was like, why would I watch this when I can watch Glee?
Because Joshua Bassett and Olivia Rodrigo are really talented.
Yeah, but did Joshua Bassett break Olivia Rodrigo's heart?
Oh yeah, well, eventually Olivia Rodrigo leaves the show, but like the ensemble cast that is built around them, it makes up for it.
We have ratings to do, by the way.
Ratings? Oh yeah.
Oh, real quick, Val. So have you listened to all of Epic the Musical yet?
Most of it, not all of it.
Okay. The creator of Epic the Musical, since it's based off the Odyssey, He just announced like earlier this week that he started writing the Iliad musical that he's gonna do.
As he should.
It's called the Ilium, and he just announced what he's like. This is the Odyssey is called Epic, so the Iliad is going to be called Ilium, and that's all we know so far. But he's actually going to do it. So I figured I'd keep you in the loop. Ratings, Riely.
I mean, again, I feel like it didn't fully work on me like it should have. But despite that, I was fully enthralled. The twists and the turns kept me guessing. Obviously, I had a full different frame of what was going to happen in the movie up until the very end, where it didn't happen and something else happened instead. Very solid. Not like not like super my cup of tea, so I'm not gonna go crazy. But extremely solid. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Val.
Um, I will say that compared to other Broadway shows that I have seen and other Broadway film adaptation movies I have seen, Dear Evan Hansen is definitely up there. It is not my all-time favorite one, obviously, but it is up there for me. I would say it's definitely not a solid 10. Probably give it like an 8.7, 8.8.
Oh no,
Only
0.5s only. We don't allow
oh,
silly decimals.
well then I guess it's 8.5 because I
There
can't
you
do 8.
go.
Well, no, I have to give it a 9 because that's a higher than 5. I have to round up. Sorry.
Okay. Yep. So
So
9.
I
There you
give it a 9
go.
out of 10. The only reason because again, I've seen the Broadway adaptation and I'm kind of upset that some of the songs were taken out. If the songs were there or if they didn't change some of the words to some of the songs, probably would have been better. But I understand why they were taken out. I mean, I'd get, you know, movies do have a runtime, a screen time. They have to it can only go so long. But I mean, come on, add another 20 minutes. It's not going to kill you. Look at Avengers. It's 3 hours long, god damn it.
Yeah, exactly. This is post Avengers Endgame. There's no more limits.
Um, man, I'm really stuck between 8.5 and 9.
Who are you
Like,
gonna side with? Which one of
that's
who's
the
the
problem.
faction are you gonna join?
I gotta bump it up. I gotta bump it up to a 9. It's very rare that a it's very rare that a piece of media, regardless of whether it's a musical, a movie, a TV series, anime, or anything like that, will hit me emotionally so hard to the point where I crash out on a voice call with Riely an hour after I watch it.
Alex is just having like an existential crisis because you watched Dear Evan Hansen.
So I gotta bump it up to a 9. It really hit that hard to where I pretty much crashed
Alex
out.
almost let go of the tree. Let herself fall out of the tree.
Alex almost like goes the tree. Oh my god. Hey, hang on. You know, I also realized there was a one um musical that I did not hear on the wheel. I got asked,
Okay. Okay.
Alex, where's Greatest Showman?
Oh, okay.
Where's Greatest Showman? Put it on the wheel.
Was Greatest Showman on Broadway?
It
It
doesn't
is
have to
on
be on
Broadway. No,
Broadway.
no, no. It is. It's actually coming to Broadway.
I
And
kind of want to watch Greatest Showman because we
and
did Les
and
Mis, and I want to
huge,
see how Hugh Jackman
huge,
improves.
huge Ackman, also known as Hugh Jackman, is gonna actually be in the Broadway show.
Oh, really?
Uh huh. I'm
Because he
pretty
did.
sure. I think he's actually producing it.
I remember his. I found
Is
his
Zac
singing
Efron coming
voice.
back?
I don't know.
Probably not.
I found his singing voice to be kind of rough in Les Mis, but Greatest Showman was like several years later, right? Because I'd
Wait,
be
what?
interested to see how his voice has developed. The Greatest Showman was like several years after Les
Oh,
Mis, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Uh, yes, Greatest Showman is actually in development for the Broadway premiere. It's supposed to premiere at the Bristol Hippodrome in spring of 2026, and then it's gonna head to the West End and then Broadway.
Wow.
So it is becoming a Broadway show, meaning we get to credit.
That grants it status on the list. That I think
Yes.
that's because we were just covering musicals because Riely brought up Death Note the musical. If anybody is curious of why we're doing so many musicals, go listen to This Podcast Is Now About Musicals, the Detour Ahead episode,
Yeah.
Where-
That's the
where this
explanation
idea
episode.
is born. But try and stay away from just like musical movies. That way we're not flooding this with
Why?
like Disney
Fuck it.
princess movies.
Who cares? I'll do
Okay,
that.
but hold up. Where is the Green Day musical?
That's a thing?
Yeah, you
Yes.
didn't know that?
Green Day has a musical?
Yeah, which it's
Riely, I
Is
would
it
like
like a
to,
is it like a jukebox musical of Green Day songs? What's like the plot?
it's American Idiot. It's a Broadway musical.
Wow.
is it getting on the wheel?
Yes, of course it is.
I'm trying to remember. I'm pulling up like the actual like synopsis of it.
Riely, you realize that we've just added like 3 things to the wheel.
That's fine.
I'm still convinced, Riely, that Death Note is going to be the end all be all of this adventure.
We've already agreed we're skipping on the wheel to do Death Note the musical. Death Note the
That's-
musical is going to be out of our lives soon.
No. We'll see.
What
I
do
don't
you
want
mean?
I don't want to do a musical again next week.
Who cares? Why?
I don't like you're the one who told me that we're doing musicals every other week. That was your idea.
That was only because I was having trouble sitting through musicals every week. But when I'm excited and I want to do that,
We will see. We'll see how you feel when we get here.
You guys brought me on for me to add more musicals, and then try to record these musicals and be like, I can't, I'm busy.
That's fine. We'll find other things to do. We usually do.
And will my camera work one of these recordings? Maybe.
maybe.
I have to buy a new one. Mine broke. I'll get a new one probably in the next couple days or something. Should order one.
Man, it'd be really funny if your guys' audio wasn't getting picked up this whole time.
Are you saying that and smirking as a sort of sign that perhaps might have happened?
No, it's
Okay.
100% fine. I'm just saying that to freak you out.
That
I
would
was about
be
to say,
funny.
I'd be like, well, I'm going to bed, and like, I can get up early, and we can do this again tomorrow.
I'm gonna be in Cincinnati tomorrow.
Well,
We wouldn't
how about
actually lose
y'all?
anything. Like the conversation would be maintained. It would just be Alex and I's cameras that would be fucked because we're also recording an audio backup.
That's fair.
No, I would just upload the podcast as is and just label it Alex is a psychopath and does the episode alone.
Alex decided to talk to herself for over an hour.
For an hour and 40 minutes of just Alex.
All right, are we getting out of here? I'm gonna fucking pass out live on air, on camera. Nobody wants to see that. I'm gonna slump off the chair.
All right.
Get a
That'd
full
actually
view,
be kind of
full
funny.
view of the gunt. Fucking, you don't want this.
Val, do you have social media? Do you want to plug or no?
You can find me on Twitch at Lonewolf80121. No, 21.
Why so many
22.
numbers?
Well, because Lonewolf8012, my account got locked. I got locked out of the account, so I had to add a 1 so I could get back in. And I am going to hopefully be making an Instagram of my endeavors on Twitch once I get my camera fixed and actually have time to start streaming again, because I can start doing that soon. I'll start making a Instagram and or TikTok feed, which will just be the same name. They'll match. They'll eventually be there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just Instagram and Twitter when they eventually exist, and Twitch.
By the way, Val, congratulations on being one of the few people who got out of the one episode appearances.
Bitch, you're gonna be stuck with me for a while. Cause I know so many musicals. Just does this say Detour head? It's Detour to Val.
Detour to
Yeah.
Broadway ahead.
Broadway ahead. Every episode that I'm on, it's called Broadway ahead. Guest starring Val.
Riely, if you ever quit the show, I'm starting Broadway ahead.
Shit.
If you haven't already been watching, you can find this show over at the Colochu YouTube channel, amongst other things. Riely does really, really well in Mario Golf. What else? Pokemon Clover.
Yo, we're gonna get some Mario Kart races going on.
Yeah.
And we can just have Riely in the background. hey.
No, there's there's co-op online play now.
Well, right, but the joke is that Riely doesn't have a Switch 2.
Well, I have a Switch too, so he could just play with me
Riely
and then go online.
Oh, that's true. I was gonna say because like we could always see, but you don't have the camera. We could always do the chat function and see how that works.
It doesn't is the answer.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's what Discord is for. That's what phone calls are for.
I wanted to see how stupid it was. I have the Piranha Plant camera. That's why.
Man, Nintendo is so necked. I was expecting it, but it's just like so fucked that like consoles being able to stream directly to Twitch and YouTube has been a standard for 2 generations now. And they specifically programmed video streaming technology into the Switch, but it's for their fucking stupid, archaic bullshit communication system, and you can't stream to YouTube or Twitch right for the console. And that's stupid. That's bad, Nintendo. You're making me buy a fucking $90 camera and fucking $90 microphone, and I can't even stream to fucking YouTube.
Yeah, but I love the memes.
On my PS4.
I love the memes that are coming out of it with the whatever you plug into like for the camera on the Switch 2. People are plugging in like these high-tech professional cameras and then posting online. Yeah, the high-tech Canon camera doesn't work on the Switch 2.
It's really funny.
Riely,
folks.
patreon.com/detourahead, DETOURAHEAD. Go check it out.
tr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe, RIELY Cinematic Universe. That's it. We're done. Goodbye.
Oh God, Riely, you were fading. You were fading away. You were getting your camera was going super out of focus for some reason, and I'm like, oh no, he's getting Thanos snapped over there.
Oh no. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
All right, everybody. Bye. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.